everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Siren Frost, and in case you're all wondering the new background to this, the new playmat, unfortunately last Thursday there was been an unfortunate event where my Lucure playmat was stolen. So now I lost Barrel Magnus deck, Rami Reverse deck, and basically all my stuff got stolen when my car got stolen last Thursday. So it was like a very unfortunate fucked up decision and fucked up choice right there, but unfortunately I'm on the process now trying to recover all the cards for the Barrel Magnus deck profile update as soon as possible. It might be like the only last update video before I put everything back in the binder and reorganize it from the ground up, but it will be done hopefully soon. And you know, let's just move on from this fatal mistake I've made and bad decisions, but we're only human, so nothing very much to do. Now, in this two-parter deck profile weekly, we're gonna be doing Shinobu's update on Shinobu's Greedon. So that's what's kind of happening right now. So it just sucks, you guys. I was really in a very depressed mood. When your stuff gets stolen, then you work so hard to, build it, how spend a lot of money on the deck and all the good stuff. So it's a pain in the ass. But I'm hoping in the process, I can recover the cards again, even though I now know Barrel Magnus and the new grade 1 Brainwash Swirler is going to be very fucking expensive. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to make a proxy deck until then, until those cards are fully recovered back in my care again. But sorry guys. So this week we're gonna be doing Shinobu's Greedon deck profile, and this is gonna be its first star power, I think, pretty much so. So for our right line we have Desire Devil Taida for our grade 0, Gouman for our grade 1. We also have Boshokku for our grade 2. And finally we have the main grade 3 for this deck, Greedon. So that's our ride line for this deck here. Pretty explanatory. Sorry guys. So for your trigger lineup, of course, we're gonna have to resort to Rainbow again, and then after this I'll probably rebuild it to try 8 crits and 3 fronts this time, maybe 4 fronts, 4 critical triggers, or 8 crits, and 4 heals. It depends on what my mood kind of is, because people are now starting to resent front triggers a lot, and they think draws are the best essential thing at the moment. It's just my personal opinion. You can be entitled to it if you want. So for Rainbow triggers, we're going to be doing 4 heals, 3 draws, 1 over trigger, 4 crits, and 4 fronts. So we got Mal-Nigal for our heals, 3 copies of Rouse, Wildmaster, Riley for our draws. Plus, it's also essential for having a 10k shield at your disposal as well, if you don't have your Natalia as well. Next, we have Steam Deviant Dragon for our critical triggers. 4 Natalias, which sadly I'm going to have to get a playset of that again for Barrel Magnus, but luckily I recovered this, but I still need 3 more copies of him for the deck before it actually gets completed. And of course, the overtrigger Gallmageheld, I think it's called, I don't know, but it's our overtrigger for this deck. So that is our trigger lineup for Greedon. Now, for grade 1s, it really was pretty tricky to find cards that are good for Greedon, because his ability can only work if your rear guards did not attack. So, Greedon is a greedy little motherfucker, apparently. So, the nomination we have is our 4 cards, Desire Devil Yaaba, aka Baba Yaga. I think it's one of its familiars. But what this effect is from set 3, it's a soul ability. If your Vanguard is Greedon, put this card into your drop. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 5,000 power into a turn. So think of it this way. You have all 4 of these on the field. You have an attacked. They all go straight to the soul. Your Greedon will automatically get a 20k boost on its own. So unless your opponent has a complete guard, yeah, that's not going to cut it for you. That's not going to cut it for him, I should say. The next one is from the Set 4 collection. This is Desire Devil Bubetsuu. I think so. Bubetsuu's skill is the 1 turn. When your other rearguard is put into your soul by your Vanguard's ability during your turn, counterblast 1, choose a card from your hand and call it to an open rearguard. And if your soul has 10 or more cards, draw a card. Now we know that, believe it or not, Greedon was known for its soul charging and its fuel for using its own minions for fuel for energy. So what I am probably thinking about doing is maybe down the line, I might change some of these cards to Gouman. I guess he's still a good card at the moment. But until then, this is a Devil Desire series for Greedon. Sorry guys, that was actually, that was my Xbox updating the system. You know how long that's going to take. 3 copies of Desire Devil Incane. I think it's called Incane. Incane is from this, I believe, a Set 3 collection. Now, just for an extra future reference here, or reminder, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, if you Persona Ride Road this turn, soul charge 1 card. So if you rode on another Greedon, you get a free soul charge, and it's displayed here. When this unit is put from rearguard into your soul by your Vanguard's ability, you counterblast 2 cards. Choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets plus 5,000 power, plus 1 drive into the end of the turn. So I try to put 3 of these on here. Now, here's a sad kicker. This is a risky card to use this is a tricky card, I should say. You have to have more than just 2 damage in order to get this through. If you have 6 damage, and if you ever have a Greedon that is already Persona Ride, your opponent has to only hit you with 1 attack and be 7 damage. So if you can counterblast all 6 cards, your Vanguard will basically get drive plus 3. And there is no ability of 1 per turn. So this card is a tricky card. However, you can still do it 2 and you get a quadruple drive. So that's not 100% too bad. It's just a risky card to use in some bases. Now, for our last grade 1 for this deck, we are playing the Complete Guard Recusal Hate Dragon. Just because, and luckily I have a playset of this, so I don't have to go and spend a shit ton of money on this damn thing. Because, believe it or not, it's a little fucked up that my stuff got stolen, especially with a very pricey deck like Barrow Magnus, which I had no knowledge of, that he was very expensive. But, you know, we live and we learn, I suppose. But, yeah, I'm glad I actually hold on to those things. So, basically, the playstyle for this deck is basically making sure that Greedon has enough cards and enough counterblasts and what other abilities might be, just so he can get his fix. So when he attacks and he does go through, you put your cards into the soul and he stands back up. You know, whatever the case might be on that one, but we'll think about it later. For grade 2, we're playing 3 copies of Desire Devil Acratz, the Wolf Demon. And according to its demon-like form, when this unit is put from rearguard into your soul by your Vanguard's ability, counterblast 1. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets 10,000 power in a turn. So what I'm thinking about probably doing is take out the other 5k grade 1 unit that is similar to this one and just put in 4 copies of this one. Because, you know, depending on how many counterblasts you're willing to use, that's how much the effects you probably want to use. You know, it's going to be a hell of a lot of math. So I might just put 4 in there, but we'll see. For another grade 2, we're playing 4 copies of Desire Devil Mucca. Mucca's ability is it requires for a Greedon to be on the field. When this unit is placed from rearguard from hand, if your Vanguard is Greedon, counterblast 1 and soul blast 2 cards. Choose a card from your soul and call to rearguard. When your Vanguard attacks, if your opponent's Persona Ride this turn, choose one of your Vanguards and gets 5,000 power into a turn. So, again, this is going to be an interesting kind of deck because it's all about Greedon. Greedon is one of the most selfish, demonic motherfuckers, you know, in the game, and also the main unit for this deck. So, That's probably why it's good for a 4 of. But you can always still place it at maybe a 2 of, maybe a 3 of, depending on what your mood swings kind of been. Whatever tickles your pickle. 3 copies of Desired Devil Kenon is the next card. Kenon is from the Set 4 collection. So I will read him his effect. When this unit is placed on rear guard during your main phase, counterblast 1, look at the top card of your deck and call it a rear guard. At the end of that turn, return that called unit. Retire it. But if you're using this combination for Greedon, that probably won't be an issue. Because the card will actually go into the soul, so it will nullify this little kitten's ability. Next, for our final grade 2s is actually a Blitz order card. It's called Shiny Selfishness, which, that's what the world is nowadays. And since it is for the Set 4 collection, I will read it. So this is a risky card, you guys. It requires you to play a Soul Blast 4. So you're all probably thinking, like, why in the hell are you playing a risky card like this? To get a thrill out of it, to see if it can go through, or maybe down the line it might go through, depending on how many cards you have in the Soul. It might just work. It is a risky card, and it's just like, what are you thinking? You could have gone with, like, Brother Soul that will help you soul charge more, but it just, like I said, I want to give more. I try to give myself a challenge to see what cards is good and what not good, so I can overcome my limits. Choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets plus 5,000 power to the end of that battle for each card in your damage zone. So, if you have 4 cards, it'll add 20,000 power to the Vanguard upon the battle phase. So, that's the only cost it will do. So, I don't see the problem in harming and trying in that. So, yeah. I might trade these out for another unit, but we'll see in a second, like, how much I will actually like the deck when I play it. Maybe tomorrow. I'm at Zishup. And then finally for our grade 3s, we're actually playing just Greedon. That's pretty much all you kind of need. The deck's all about him and his bossy ass attitude. Like Shinobu cares about his selfish kid like goals kind of thing. So this deck is vicious to a certain degree if you can pull it off correctly. You can also, if you want to, you can take out the draw triggers or the front triggers and put in 8 crits. If you really want to do that, or play 3 fronts and revert it back to like how it was before. It all kind of depends on you at this point, because you're there to play a deck that you want to test out, and eventually maybe I'll try to play maybe a deck. Maybe I will try to build a deck that's like budget friendly, but I'm in the process of trying to find cards that are like for a budget challenge. But we'll see one in a second. But anyways, you guys, that is the conclusion deck profile update for Avaricious, Demonic Dragon, Greedon. And this is inspired by Shinobu from Team Daybreak. And yeah, it actually was a lot more fun. It reminds me a whole lot about Dark Irregulars to a certain degree and Pale Moon. So it is kind of fun to play a deck that I'm very familiar with at times. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. And I'm hoping I can get another Lukier playmat, because I like the one I had. I fell in love with it from the get-go. And the fact that it's gone now, it's like, it's kind of sad. But anyways, you guys, that is the update video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video very much so. If you guys do like the comments, or not the comments, if you like the content that I do create, it'd be nice to see you guys subscribe, like this video, thumbs up for Rick, comment down below. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are about this deck, and anything else from my channel. It shows a lot more appreciation to me, and it shows me that people are willing to listen to what I have to say, and made me feel good to know that people actually care about what I kind of have to say about this game, or any games for that matter. So, anyways, I hope you guys do have a very amazing week. You guys make good choices. Be safe out there. Don't do what I did, which is get your stuff stolen, because that's not fun. But please, for the love of Christ, just have a good day and be a good person. Nobody wants to hear about negative Nancy's, and that's one thing I'm trying to learn. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'm your host, Siren Frost, signing out.